SHOT Show 2025 happened in January of this year. A lot of really cool stuff to see at SHOT Show, but what I did not expect to see was the last carry-on luggage that I'll ever need to buy. That's right, we're talking about a Pelican suitcase today because I stopped by the Pelican booth at SHOT Show and did a couple of videos with them talking about some of the new stuff they had, but I did not anticipate them to come out with a full luggage line, a 22-inch carry-on, a 25-inch checked bag, and then a 30-inch checked bag, which is all fine and good, but I wasn't sure really where this fit because Pelican is known for being rugged and just super dependable and really high quality, and a lot of the accessories and things you do with the Pelican cases just last a lifetime. So where does this fit in? Well, I wanted to get a carry-on bag from them, right? Here's it right here. This right here is the ATX 22, and I've taken this on a few trips already, and the kids have beaten it up because the wheels are insanely good quality, and they have been using it as a scooter. So if that's not a good rugged test, I don't know what is. So grab yourself your favorite beverage because this one's gonna be interesting. Now that I've taken this on a few trips already, I got a lot of good things to say and a couple of not so good depending on what your preference is when you travel. Oh, and the specs for this will be right up screen right here. So pause, take a gander. Now you know what the specs are. Let's bring this back to the table real quick. Right there. Talk about this suitcase, the features, what I've used in this suitcase, how I kind of pack it, what are the cool kind of things that I've noticed that is good for this case, and then we'll talk about a couple of the not so good things depending on how you want to use this case. So here is the ATX 22 for 360 wheels, excellent bearings. Like, these are phenomenal. The kids love riding around on this. I don't know why. And the really cool part about it is, of course, it has the Pelican lifetime warranty. So if you need anything that breaks on here, everything is user serviceable in the field. So there's screws and clips that you can go and take the wheels off. They'll send you new wheels. You can take these soft close handles off. You can go and replace the latches in the field. There's another handle over here that closes. Even things like on the other side here, you have your auto pressure valve right there. This whole thing can be popped out and fixed. That's something really neat and kind of more unique, I think, to Pelican. I feel like if you buy any other types of brands that are much cheaper than these kinds of suitcases that are rock solid, you're going to come up with an issue where if something breaks, you got to get a new one. But it's neat how they came up with the idea of serviceability on here. Everything is very nicely built. I love a lot of the curves and places you can have are flat right here to rest this on a table. Flipping it back over here, you can see there's a couple little dings and things like that. I have been traveling for a few months with this case right here. I want to show you guys the locks real quick before we open it up. Zeros across the way, TSA lock here. It is a solid latch, and the only way to open it is push button and lift. All right, now to change the code, there's actually a button right here, and I'll show you when I flip it over, but there's a button right here that you push on the inside, hold the button, select your new code, lock it, test it out, and away you go. It works pretty well. I've done it before, no issues there. So simply push and open. You can't really just push it in to unlock it. See? Sometimes it might happen to fling open, but you really need to actually push and lift. So that's good if someone hits this lock, maybe don't have the code on, and the code is really more there for a peace of mind. I mean, obviously someone could pry this open if they really, really wanted to, like any suitcase, but this really has a good pair of locks to it and adds that little bit of security. There's also some kind of knurling texture on the underside of these latches here. Now, this is not a zippered case. So that's another big benefit. I know I've talked to some of my YouTube friends and they were talking about how much they travel and how many zippers, even with a pen, you can go and just break into a zippered suitcase, right? Even with a lock. But not only that, suitcases that they've traveled, when you travel as much as they do, can easily just break open at the zipper. The zipper is one of the weakest points. So this has 2 latches sealed with an O-ring, and you simply just lift it up like so. Now, because we have limited space, I'm going to start on this side and then we'll move over to the other side. But you can see there's a nice deep lip all the way around, and you can see on the bottom here a nice red rubberized bit right here that helps seal in everything. This is the first feature that's really exciting, along with the liner. You can see here there's a nice thick liner. All of this is removable. You can do whatever you want with it, plus all under that warranty, which is phenomenal. This right here is a compression system, which has come in handy quite a bit. You can simply just remove it like so. You can leave some of it on. Whatever you want to do, you can even take it out completely, go back to a traditional simple strap. But this is cool because you can now have something that compresses everything down, and then this being a 2-latch system, you don't have as much of an issue with closing this as you would with a zipper where you have to like sit on it, right, and then zip it up. This one you can kind of just push down or start with this compression system, get it down in there. As long as you get the latches on, you're good to go. I did pick up these too. This not necessarily does go with this system, but it can if you want to latch these on. These are the new Pelican Travel Mod Packs. I did talk about these. I ended up getting one of each size, a small, medium, and a large. Now what's neat about this is if you have a lot of gear, these are kind of like the old travel pouches you'd use for getting your toothbrush in and keeping all your bathroom essentials in. This is something you can use for that, but what's different about that is these are insanely lightweight. So you pack these out. These are these mod packs, right? So you literally just pack them out, and then you can go and put these wherever you want. They have a little hanger pulls right here. Really cool. So if you want these are available as well. Part of the whole travel thing. This is all new travel stuff for Pelican. I haven't really used these too much in my travels, but maybe in the future I'll use them. Here's some ATX little tag that was in here. I left it in there. There's more of the specs for the carry-on. Now, of course, you have the spine on this side, right? So you do have channels. You don't actually have the pieces there. These are covered channels to protect. Here's the zipper to access this as well. And I just wanted to show you, here's a rolled up t-shirt. One t-shirt, right? So there's one. You can do at least maybe 2, maybe 3 on top of this shirt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. You could put probably easily, with squishing it down this way, 10 t-shirts lined up, or various shirts of different sizes, rolled up nice and tight. So you can do 10 t-shirts on just this side alone. And I do love a carry-on because I know a lot of you guys are probably the same way. We talked about other friends in the industry that I have that are worried about security and checked bags being kind of busted into, especially if you have a lot of expensive camera equipment or laptop equipment and whatever else you want to put in a carry-on or checked bag, right? You want to have it maybe at your ready with you on the flight. So a carry-on might be the way to go. Well, this is cool to be able to efficiently stack this. You can even put shirts down in here. You can go and tuck them a little bit down in here, throw all your socks and boxers and shorts and whatever you want in here. And then you can also throw a mod little pack in here and have it all ready to go. So that's this side. Let me spin it around and show you the other side, which has even more options for organization and modularity. There's also 4 colors now. There's a black, indigo, charcoal, which is this one, and a sand color. And of course now the wife wants the indigo blue. So here we go. I guess we'll have Christmas coming here pretty soon. But here is this side. Keep this propped up for you there. This one's a little bit different. This is a zippered section. The other one has a compression system up top here. This is zippered. Here is that O-ring all the way around. Everything, again, is under that lifetime warranty, which is great. The button I mentioned earlier, right here. All right, these are the buttons you would push to hold and then adjust your code. Right here could be, well, you can put anything in there, really. but little Apple AirTag, can't go wrong with that, right? I like the little mission there, Pelican. I mean, it's really what it is, reliability, protection. These are water resistant. I don't know if they're waterproof with the zipper, probably mostly resistant. This right here is a built-in toiletry section, which is awesome. You might even be able to fit a couple of sandals in here, like some cheap small flip-flops, but it goes right there. So it goes right down to here. These are perfect for all of your toiletries on this side. All right, and then here, same thing. Here's some of the old flyers I threw in here for this video to show you guys kind of what came with it. They all came with instructions talking about welcome to the Pelican family, here's your warranty information, all that good stuff. Another one that can fit a toothbrush as well in here, or cable management if you want to have all your cables in here. This whole liner is removable, of course. Very high quality zippers. Open this up. Here's the back of that mesh. Very similar lightweight material as these mod packs, really. So nice lightweight material on the inside. And this is all flat. So this is just a large cavity with some protection around here in the corners. This is actually all a little bit more padded in how just the pouch is designed, or the liner is designed, really. You could access this whole liner here, take it out, but it is a nice, thick, high quality liner. And once again, with the t-shirt test, this side, if let's say you did, you know, a week's worth of t-shirts over there, and then you want to have, you know, 4, maybe 5 pairs of shorts over here, some sleeping clothes, enough boxers to last if you crap yourself twice a day for a week. You could probably squeeze all that in here because all your toiletries would already be in here. Unless you want to throw your own toiletry bag in here, then of course you have to remember that takes up space. Have your sandals in here, bring your shoes you're going to wear, or you could put a couple of sneakers right here, load up what you can. It really depends what it is. Typically a carry-on, as you know, is probably like a 3 to 5 day type of thing, but if you're thrifty, make it work, right? Be as efficient as you can. So that is really the entire interior of this case, and it does lock by just pushing it in. Now there are a couple of issues. Let's go back and talk about those. A lot of good. Let's talk about some of the bad. It's not super detrimental, I think, to the overall use case of this suitcase, but let's talk about Pelican. So Pelican is a made in the USA brand, lifetime warranty. So anything that breaks on this can be repaired, fixed in the field. So that's good. Easy enough, right? Well, it ain't cheap. Unfortunately, I'm going to drop the link down below. I'll show you guys. It's not a cheap product, but if you look at other products like this that don't have a zipper, now that's the big deal. That's not a zipper. It's a nice sealed case that you can go put anything that's really valuable in here and have it as a carry-on, load a lot of gear in here, load a lot of clothing in here for even a week-long trip that I've used this on. You can fit a lot in here and make sure that it is solid, won't move, everything is organized very well, it's going to be secured. And that's the whole thing about Pelican, right? It is a rock-solid solution for protecting your gear, so it's not going to be cheap. That is unfortunate, but lifetime warranty, you buy this once and you're done, right? And this is my new carry-on suitcase, right? The other issue that I'm sure you've seen from the first video I did, this one is 12.8 pounds. Not too bad. It's a carry-on. When I first saw these, I was like, perfect. I'm gonna get this because it's great. It's not that bad. I love it. Nice and sturdy. It's a carry-on, no big deal. You know, weight's not a big deal. But when you do load this up, it does get a little heavy. That's not the big issue here. The bigger issue is there's the larger one, the 25-inch, right? 18.5 pounds. And then 30, even more. So you're kind of eating into a checked bag scenario where some of these cheap airlines are like 40-pound bag limit, and you're almost halfway to there at this point with some of the check bag options. Now, it might not be a big deal. Maybe you have a scale, like I bring a little portable scale when I go to travel, and that's easy enough. I'll drop the link down below to the scale I use because it's lasted about 15 years now on all my travels, and it's come in handy when you're coming back from a trip and you're within a pound or two of where you need to be. So I think the carry-on is the way to go because I love the fact that I really don't care about the weight. It's really not that big of a deal. It's nice heavy-duty plastic. It's a good build. Quality is there, so it's fine. But check bag might be a little trickier. I'm hoping that their Air series of Pelican cases, that'd be really cool to come out with 4 360 wheels on that, because obviously the wheels on these are sick and they work really well. Again, kids love them to be as a scooter. So I don't know. I think that's something to think about for the check bag side of things. Maybe they do a Gen 2. I feel like a Gen 2 would be the way to go, and maybe kind of lighten it a little bit, but you don't want to lighten it so much where you compromise the integrity or the quality or the rugged design of this, because this is a purpose-built suitcase, and so is the check bag suitcase, purpose-built to protect your gear. This is not some cheap, flimsy thing. And I think I weighed my carry-on, this being 12.8. My other carry-on, I think, was like a $30 one from Costco that I've had forever. Got a little bit chewed up. It's got the zipper, doesn't have all the nice organizational aspects of this particular one. I think it was like 7.5 pounds. So it's not that much more, but depending on what you're looking for, it might be a little bit more. That's why I do love the carry-on, and I'll put links below for you guys. You can check these out at Pelican or on Amazon as well, which is good. But this thing has held up great. Like I said, I've dropped it a bunch. The kids have been throwing it all over the house, and it's got some scratches on it already, but it's holding up fine. Handles travel just fine. I love it. The colors are cool. Some new colorways. Love to see that. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video talking about these new Pelican suitcases. I've loved this one so far, with a couple of the caveats that we talked about. So if you're interested, check in the links down below. Take a look at these, see which one might be interesting to you. Again, thanks so much for watching. For any questions or any comments, hit them down in that comment section down below. Train hard. You never know what's coming. Practice traveling stuff. Load things in here. See how you kind of want to fit things. Make it maximize your space. Try the organizational options that come with this case. Kind of mess with that around that, because, you know, minimalist and simple is the best way to go, honestly. So take care of the ones you love. Those are the ones that matter, and we'll see you guys in the next review.